Thanks, Scott, and greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. Regular season thoughts. To me, the season was very much dominated by the haves and the have-nots, the players with the big-time players, and with a little bit of luck mixed in most of the time, won the weeks, getting top scores and that type of stuff. So that's what I noticed. There wasn't a whole lot outside of that, people winning weeks, aside from J-City, who managed to snag one out there. But for the most part, the top teams in the league, in any of the divisions, came away with weekly winners, and that's as a result you see most of those or all of those teams in the playoffs, obviously. But there wasn't a whole much of outliers outside of that. Surprise-wise, there was a few surprises. I think that the league as a whole is very even as far as any powerhouses are concerned. And that's interesting to see and how that's going to play out here in the playoffs. There's no standout teams, I don't think. In trying to make trades at the trade deadline, myself, I was looking for some talent out there to find a cherry pick out of those bottom teams, and there just wasn't a whole lot out there. As far as receivers, who's going to be worth giving up more picks for? That's going to be an impact player for the home stretch of the playoffs, and they just didn't see that. So it's very much even playing field for me, looking at things going forward. So no real clear favorites from what I can see. Kind of digressing on that, going even back to the draft, you see that the teams with the most draft picks, historically all of a sudden seem to not be doing well. Last year was very heavily loaded after the draft. All of a sudden, Big D sneaks up on them and steals the division away from them at the last week of the season. So, Bad Boys last couple of years running now, they've had a lot of draft picks in the first few rounds. Hasn't panned out for them again. So those are some interesting things that I noticed throughout. And then other surprises would be teams like Skibbyville, who didn't expect to be where they are, but here they are. They did their best to make moves to give themselves the best chance to win in the playoffs. Good, bad, or indifferent. But that's you got to give them props for taking those chances. So some surprises, both positively and negatively for different types of teams. So it's going to be fun playoffs and see what happens. Help her.
Sorry. Come on, Daddy. Come sit over here. Did you get lost?
No, it's fine.
Sorry. Come here. You guys, go sit at the other table.
Tuck, when I need your help, I'll have you come back, okay? No. You want to help me? Sit right there and I'll tell you when I'm ready, okay? Alright. Favorites for me, initially going into the playoffs, I was really liking the Red Devils. Peyton Manning is a great equalizer. He can, take over a game by himself. With a little bit of help, he's got a chance as good as any to take this whole thing. Then all of a sudden Darren Sproles gets hurt, and things of that nature. All of a sudden the lineup that was seeing to be so strong, all of a sudden isn't. Other guys, Hurt Locker on paper, he seems to be the guy. He picked up Marshawn Lynch, which was a huge pickup for him. So he's got a good core of running backs and a quarterback in Cam Newton. Wide receivers, to me, they're kind of questionable, but they should be enough to get him by. I think he's probably my odds-on favorite on paper to get by. Then you also have Donovan and their Big D. He seems to find ways to put up points every week. Like I said earlier, he caught last year for the divisional title, so he's on a roll. And if he can keep that going, he can be a threat. He's only one win away from being in the money because he snagged that first round bye. Catch ahead with Donovan. What if there's no Jimmy Graham? He's had issues throughout the season, not showing up. So if he gets one of those games from Jimmy Graham where he doesn't show up, Dom could be in trouble. So, just no real slam dunk favorites like you saw last year with Lonnie. Even though Lonnie was a 5th seed as Lastrip is, you know, you might be able to compare the two, but I just don't see that particular team. You're saying, wow, how are we going to get by these guys? So that's what I got as far as favorites are concerned. But if I had to pick one, I'd have to go with Hurt Locker. Let's see, an upset. Looking at the lineups for this first week and checking them all out. If I had to pick one, though it might not be a huge upset, it's not gonna be one that you know, my crazy calls that I might have came away with last year. But an early on upset that I can kind of see would have to be Bert's Badasses over TBG's BVDs. With the way it looks is that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be back, so if Aaron Rodgers is going to be back, I think Trevor is very susceptible to getting ousted early.
Ready?
Okay, for the Toilet Bowl playoff, the new Toilet Bowl playoff format, we will draw the teams with my trusty sidekick Jacoby. Can you come on over, Kobe? Come help me. Hurry up. Come on. We are going to draw for Group A, and that will determine Group B. So here we go. Jacoby, can you draw the first team out of the bucket, please? Got a piece of paper on there. Oh, got a piece of paper. What do we got? Team number 1. Sugarville Kittens. That might be backwards on the camera, but you get the idea.
But I'm Jacoby.
Yes, you are. Good job. So Sugarville's 1. Wait, you draw it. You draw it. Grab one.
Can I use the crayon?
I'll use the crayon. Number 2. Thumpers Bumpers.
Super bumpers?
Thumpers Bumpers. You like that name?
Yeah.
Is it kind of silly?
Yeah.
Okay, grab number 3. Okay, that's good. Open it up.
Let me.
Can you show the camera? The MILFs. The 3rd team in Group A. And one more, Kobe. Draw one more.
I'll open it up this time.
Okay. Turn it around.
Boston Steamers.
The Boston Steamers, number 4. Alright, so Group A is the MILFs, Boston, Sugarville, and Thumpers Bumpers. Group B will be the Cami, Scott City, St. Paul, and Bad Boys. Kind of looking forward to the new Toilet Bowl. It keeps people playing a little bit longer, keeps people involved, which I think is good. So, Scott, back to you. Good luck to everybody in the playoffs, and we will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.